Hi, this is Jeff Atheray reporting from Channel 42 News. Today's topic, peyote.
This here is the peyote cactus. It's native to southern Texas and Mexico. It's primarily found in the desert. Peyote has a long history of religious and medicinal use by Native Americans. The peyote cactus is used for spiritual awakenings by the Native Americans for thousands of years. Lately, the tourists of Mexico have been using the cactus for their own personal, what we like to call, adventures. Jim Morrison, the lead singer for The Doors, would go out to the desert and, as the kids these days call it, trip. It flowers from March through May and sometimes as late as September. It takes about 30 years for the peyote cactus to mature. If you're a part of the Native American Church, you're legally allowed to partake in this ingestion of peyote as a holy sacrament.
Thank you, Eflin. Now I'm going to inform you about this topic a little bit more. Of the freedoms that are presented to the American people in the Constitution, none of them are as important as the freedoms endowed by the First Amendment. The rights of free speech, free press, freedom to assemble, and the freedom to petition the government are the most fundamental rights of a democracy. But as a whole, that is not the entirety of the First Amendment. It also guarantees that the government will not establish a state religion and grants all the citizens the freedom to exercise their religion. As with all the issues addressed in the Constitution, the Free Exercise Clause has been challenged from time to time in the United States Supreme Court. In Carol N. Long's book, Religious Freedom and Indian Rights, the case of Oregon v. Smith is explained extensively, from the beginning to the end of the 15-year-long odyssey. Oregon v. Smith, which involved the usage of peyote by the state of Oregon, unemployment, and the Free Exercise Clause, has become one of the most important of these cases, with deliberations lasting 6 years. Once outside the court system, the issues brought upon the Oregon v. Smith case were addressed by the United States Congress for another 9.
I hear you do peyote a lot, huh, right?
Why is it? Because I'm black or something?
Alright, so I'm here with Jimmy Randazzo. I'm in the building construction classroom, and I'm here to get his opinion on the Supreme Court ruling for peyote, which is to legalize it in the use for in the Native American Church. How do you feel about that?
I think it's pretty sweet.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds like it'd be pretty bad butt to be on that stuff.
Beyond peyote, why?
Because
they use it to
You trip.
open up their spiritual awakening, like they become more one with the earth.
hey man,
But
whatever they want to do to get closer to whoever they think's God or get more religious and be one with Mother Earth is sweet with me. As long as they don't try and harm people, it's cool. As long as you're not hurting people, it's fine.
All right. But they got these tourists now going through Mexico, and they're over harvesting the peyote. Like, they're going out there for their own greedy purposes to take this peyote, which takes 30 years to mature, and they're eating it up so they can trip.
Well, that's wrong. That's wrong right there.
Yeah, the Native Americans are. In the brief to the court, the state asked whether a Native American church member who was discharged from his employment as a drug and alcohol rehabilitation counselor because his sacramental use of peyote in a bona fide Native American church ceremony conflicted with the employer's total drug and alcohol abstinence treatment philosophy, is entitled to unemployment compensation under the Free Exercise Clause.
Oh, I for sure.
What's that? What's that?
All right,
This is peyote!
Galen had been working as a counselor for alcoholics and drug users, and his employer didn't want him using drugs or alcohol while he was counseling his patients. So he saw fit to fire Galen, and Galen thought that was wrong, so he took it to court. And over 9 long years, they fought it out. Okay, so in the Oregon versus Smith or Employment Division versus Smith case, we found out that you're not allowed to stretch your constitutional rights to allow you to do something that a state has said you're not allowed to do. For example, in Oregon, they said you're not allowed to use peyote, but just because you're in the Native American Church, you can't use peyote just because of that. They weren't discriminating against the Indians. It was just that it was already said that they weren't allowed to use peyote because no one just because they're in the Native American church doesn't give them the right. Galen Black and Smith not only did they say that they didn't deserve to be fired, but they also thought that they should be receiving unemployment benefits, like they deserved pay and other benefits. But because they were using drugs, they weren't allowed to get any.
9 what? It just says 9. What the hell?
Video, we're redoing it, man.
No, you can keep going, dude. We can just edit the first part.
Damn,
And
you
the first
have
3 minutes. I quit. What are we doing?
Dude, you're pissing me off.
Dude, I'll punch you in the face. Seriously.
Dude, have one just. Hi, this is Jeff Hathaway reporting live from Channel 42 News.
Dude, come on. That was good.
Alright, dude.
That was good, dude. For real.
Hi, this is Jeff.
We're here with Squatting Dog.
This is peyote. Ready? This here is a peyote cactus. It's native to southern Texas and Mexico. It's primarily.
Why didn't you pick one of those?
Yeah, so why didn't you pick one?
Because he doesn't have anything cool in a